Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Flaw 700, aka Flaw Claude Van Damme, aka Flaw Cigar, aka your boy Dumb Some Goy. And once again, y'all already know when the episode starts off like that, man, we are missing the brother. Shout out to Fresco. He couldn't make it this week. He will be back next week, though. But I have an honorary brother who came through today to bless us. It just seems like every time Fresco don't come, the angels bless me with, one of my main skillets to come through and help your boy out. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, y'all know this guy, man. Big Jae, what's good?
What's going on, brother?
And life is good. No complaints. You already know how that goes. We are on the same wavelength when it comes to stuff like that, man. We on our audio book tips. We on our trying to be better men, trying to be better fathers, trying to teach the truth to the young black youth. That's what we do,
right?
So
absolutely.
It's always a treat when play is me.
Was that rehearsed or no?
No.
All right, cool.
This is all off the top.
He's got his poetry mojo back.
But, tell the people what's going on. Tell the people who you are, things like that.
I know DJ Big Jae, Big Teddy, 1/3 of the Town podcast, 1/2 of Not Safe for Work podcast, Big J Productions, LLC, business owner, father of teenage twins.
Speaking of that LLC, we got Mr.
Baby.
LLC in a building. I'm LLC as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. My tax advisor set me up because he know I be slow on the ball. He like, yo, man, you need to get you blah, say blah. I'm like, I got you. And he just like, all right, you playing. Check your email. And boom, set it up for me.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I just wanted to start the year off right. So when I hit my same thing, had my best friend up. She got her accounting degree. So I was like, yo,
Yeah.
Here's my information.
I can help it, but I can't help being a procrastinator, man. There's just so much that I need to do that I put to the side, and I need to stop that. But saying need is procrastinating. I will stop that.
Right.
So, and I just started, my business, the Pod Express. And what I do is I use my my Cash app to make the transactions.
Okay.
And when people send me my bread, I then transfer all of my money into another account that I have. So I got all the money that I've made so far off my account. Okay. Goes into this special account that I track my business finances from. But before we get into that, man, we got not only, I just introduced an honorary brother. I want to introduce another honorary brother. This dude is part of the squad. I don't care what nobody say, man. This guy here this is his third, I believe, episode of the podcast, brothers. But what makes it special is fourth. I'm thinking fourth too. Yeah. This brother comes all the way from Atlanta, GA to be on this show. Yeah. And when we did our live show, he kind of jumped it off for us, man, because anybody that's done a live show know that the nerves is there. You might want to drink a little bit, you might want to smoke a little bit, whatever your vibe is. But before we started the show, Jayden Hollywood grabbed the mic first. He was the MC. He controlled the crowd. Absolutely. And once I saw how they gravitated towards him, I was like, he just warmed it up for us, man. So now when we grabbed the mics, they was already in tune. Right. He gave out gift cards. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Jayden Hollywood. What's going on, man?
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jayden Hollywood, a.k.a. Mr. Money Moves, www.letsmakemoneymoves.com. Financial life coach, credit repair specialist, and accountant, soon to be CPA, based in Atlanta, Georgia. So, yeah.
You already said I'm doing too much when it comes to my...
see, what you need to do, first of all, I need to see your CP 145. That's the SS4, which is what your tax advisor did for you to get your LLC, because we need to talk about establishing business credit.
Right.
We need to figure out, are you official in the state of Jersey, or did you get your state business license? That's the next step. We need to talk about getting your the steps towards getting business credit and get you a free business banking account. Because the Cash App, I'm going to be honest, if I'm doing business with somebody and they say, you know, I take cash, to me, it just sounds a little ghetto. I'm just be honest.
Okay.
I know people are used to doing Cash App, but as far as business is concerned, like, and if any money that's going into, we're going to get a little bit more into that later, but any money that's going into your business account into your personal account, in the eyes of the IRS, that looks very convoluted.
Okay.
So you should have everything separate. So we need to make sure that your licensure is separate. We need to make sure your credit is separate. And your business credit has nothing to do, in a sense, with your personal credit.
Okay.
So don't start to think that your personal credit score is going to hinder your business credit, because what you're going to do if your house gets flooded and all your equipment gets ruined, do you have the bread to drop to get everything? I mean, you got some nice equipment here. This is a very nice tripod that we got here. This is not the tripod that I got that cost $8.99 on Amazon. This is a very nice MacBook Pro that you got here. I'm assuming this costs at minimum $1,300, which is cheaper than the $900 MacBook Air that I got. You got a nice mixer interface over there. It looks like it got some little buttons where you can, it's a soundboard. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas ain't got that. So you got some really nice stuff right here. And we want to make sure that all of this is protected.
Okay. All right. Well, as you can see, 5 minutes into the episode.
God has me here for a reason, bro. Everything he just said, I'm sitting here like, I've been wanting to know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we're going to touch on that, you know, I need as a man who just got his EIN. What more do I need to do? Because I went online without doing anything and just was like, let me see if I can get a credit card just under my EIN. And it was just like, nah, it doesn't work that way. You just can't go and be like, let me just put some credit under my name.
Yeah.
So that's
my habit is, and what you said that you did, I've had to stop myself a number of times.
What you mean?
Because I'll just go in and just start running stuff. I'm like, it's separate from my social. Let me just run stuff. And I'm thinking, so I'm asking people like, should I do that? It's like, no, like you can't do that. It doesn't work that way. So like I said, I'm here for a reason. So
yeah, it's not even fair. Because you were just like, because I asked you, what are you doing here? You just came to kick it with me. You just like, yo, you got X, Y, and Z going on. But then something say, you know, let me just go kick it with the brothers.
Correct.
So at the end of the day, yes, you are here for a reason.
Right.
So with that being said, before we get into the questions in the interview with Jayden Hollywood, you guys want to talk about your weeks?
Yeah, I had a pretty solid week. I only had half a work week because the week prior went to California for we're going to call it a business trip.
That's what we're going to call it.
The IRS is watching and they listening, okay? So if they audit me, I got names, I got places we met, okay? I did a lot of networking in California for a week, okay? So I have never been to California as far as, the last time I was in California, I was 3 years old, so my memory doesn't go back as that far.
That don't count.
But, so I went to LA, so LA is kind of like, we're just going to consider that the central part, right? And then north of LA is a city called Reseda, which is technically a part of LA. It's like in the valley, right? Okay. So that's where my best friend lives. And so I got to see that area. I got to see the actual, like the boulevard where all of the what is it called? The Walk of Fame or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, where all the stars are. That was a cool experience. It reminded me a lot of Vegas. And then I got to see, I didn't go to Inglewood or Compton, but you know, next time. And then I also went to Palm Springs.
Can I intervene real quick?
Yeah.
Tell us what's in Compton, because some people may think negative about Compton. Like, why would you just want to go to Compton? But Compton is just bigger than the blue and the red. Like, so what else is in Compton that you wanted to see?
I'm not sure. I just wanted to see it for myself.
Okay.
Because I feel like growing up, we see so much on TV and in the media, and then when you get to that place, it's like, oh, this is not what I expected.
Right.
Okay. And I've done a lot of traveling. I'm blessed to be able to travel, because a lot of people don't have the disposable income to ever leave their city. So let me just say that being able to travel is a big deal for me. So while I'm young, I want to experience all different cities. So I just wanted to see what it was actually like in person. And I know, Nipsey passed away not too long ago. Yes. So I kind of wanted to see what that area was like. I know by the time I went there, they had already cleaned it up though. Like the candles and stuff weren't there. So, but I still wanted to just, feel the energy.
Okay.
Over there.
They still have the truck out. They still have the Brinks truck, the one that he had made.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's still out there, and I believe his car is still out there.
Oh yeah. I did see that. Yeah,
but they did close the store down.
Yeah,
but that's dope that you wanted to go because just like you say, energy. We should change the energy. Yeah, that's why I stopped and asked because you don't hear nobody saying I'm going to Cali to visit Compton because of the movies and the stories that we heard. It's all negative. Yeah. So now we can just say, hey, I'm going to Cali. I'm make sure that Compton or any part of California besides the fancy places that we can actually visit. So
yeah. And I'm blessed to also be an empath so I can feel energy. So that's why I wanted to definitely go there because I could only imagine what I would feel in that area. But I also went to Palm Springs for a few days, and that's like kind of like the desert area. That's where they have Coachella. And really that was just to detox all the energies and all of the people because I've been working overtime from December all the way to end of April. I've been working overtime. So minimum 50 hours a week. We're looking at 52. On average, it was 52 hours. So some weeks we got 70, some weeks we got 60, some weeks we got 45. But it has not been normal for me to work a 40-hour work week in years. So, I think it's important to find balance. So I wanted to go and just literally shut myself off. It was even hard because I'm working with a new social media person and they're trying to get me to be, a little more interactive with people on social media and really show them the things that I'm experiencing. But so I showed a little bit, but I didn't want to show too much just because I just wanted to just enjoy myself, and
like a blog, like traveling.
No, not really, but just be more active. Okay. Like, especially on my stories and stuff like that. Yeah. So,
you're like the people that you're one of the people that like to enjoy the moment instead of recording.
Exactly.
You go to a concert and your phone is either in your pocket or you'll snap a picture or two or record a little bit, but the main event you're just sitting there in awe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was that. Yesterday was Pod and Live NYC. So shout out to T with Queen and Jay for putting that event on. It was a lot of content creators, a lot of podcasters, a lot of people of color. It was just the energy was great. Everybody was chilling. Everybody was having a good time, networking, all that good stuff. So yeah, it was a really dope event. I met a lot of people.
Yeah. So yeah. I'm mad I missed it, but get them next year. Jay, how was your week, buddy?
Yo, my week is like blank, bro. I'm perfectly honest with you. It's just waking up, going to work.
Because you doing what you do. I mean, work.
I do so much. Like,
producing, creating.
Yeah, so it's like my schedule is basically Sunday through Wednesday is my time after work that I have free. So it's either I'm recording a podcast, I'm recently entered in a situation, so trying to balance that out and giving someone else my time other than the studio. And then I mentor on Thursdays, and then Fridays is either DJing or daddy life. This week I was kid free. My twins with their mom. My one daughter has a dance competition and King of Pressure, and she had to be there at 6. I DJ'd last night. Was not happening. It wasn't happening, but yeah, my week was like it's a blur, man.
It'd be like that.
You almost gotta. With my job, I kind of have to harden my heart.
Yeah.
For that time period, and then afterwards, it's almost like it's weird. And then I went to my therapist this week too. So that was another thing. So my week was productive.
I'm in the same boat with Mr. Hollywood. With my working hours, man, we've on the 80. So I get paid bi-weekly, so we're talking about 80 hours, 40 hours a week. But my check be saying 100 hours, man. Like we really like it's been a while since I've been able to work a 40-hour work week. Now that's important for me because I work 10 hours a day, which means I'm supposed to get a Friday off, a Saturday, and a Sunday. There's weeks where we first off haven't had off a Friday in I don't know how long, so take that day away. And then they say, well, we still need some work done, so you guys come in on Saturday. So now we talking about, not only did I get my 40 hours on Thursday, but you guys got us working Friday and Saturday. That's technically a whole 7-day week. And the only reason why we don't come in Sunday is because it's illegal. I really think they'd have us work on Sunday every day, fam. It was
actually, is it illegal? I don't think so.
To not have no days off, I think.
I think that no, I don't think it's illegal. I just think it's morally fucked up for them to expect you to work 7 days straight.
Nah, you can't work, I think it's 6 days in a row without a day off. Like, that is like fact.
6 days in a row?
Yeah.
But he worked 6 days in a row.
You can't work more than 6.
Can't work more than 6 days.
So they got us.
They got to give you a break.
Is that a Jersey thing?
Well, I work in PA. I work in Mooresville.
I know when I was at T-Mobile, that was one of the things where people, like, because we used to could just come in.
Was it in PA?
No, it was in Jersey. Like, you could just used to come in.
That's something that
and then like
Google.
They'll look at you like you like can't do this, bro. Like,
yeah, in Georgia, that's not the case. I remember being a bartender and working. Even it's like you work Wednesday through Thursday the next week. Mm-hmm. No days off. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't do that. I couldn't. I wasn't like, no, let me tell you, standing on my feet for over 8 hours with no lunch break, and I'm only taking home like $100 a day. You got
hell no.
I got a whole college degree. I'm not doing this. I'm good.
Earlier in the week, I was recording the Mama Yoga show, Mind, Body, Energy, and Balance show. And one of the topics that she talked about was, she said, and I can't quote her word for word, is that sitting down for longer than 4 hours a day is the same thing. It has the same effect on your body as smoking. Now I work at a desk job.
I believe it.
Yeah, I have a desk job, and sometimes I'll sit there for hours out the day because I don't smoke, and I just be doing what I do.
You need to get you a standing desk.
I do.
Go on Amazon.
I have a standing desk. I just don't stand. I don't stand.
Okay, so that's a problem.
Yeah.
I stand for at least 4 hours a day.
I should do that.
Just to.
So I decided to get up and just walk around in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I did that, and this is crazy.
Don't tell me somebody thought you was a burglar and called the police on you.
Oh, nah. But that would have been the thing, though, because you in a parking lot,
I'm not surprised,
a bunch of cars.
a black man with a beard.
They call the cops, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But my beard actually did me some justice. So I'm walking around in the parking lot, and my job consists of truck driving, because, people don't know, but I work for Toll Brothers, and you had to take the lumber to the job site so they can build the house, blah, blah, blah. One of the truck drivers stopped mid-driving, was like, yo, is you a podcast, brother? I said, I sure am.
Wow.
He got out his truck.
Yes, I am.
Shook my hand and said, yo, man, I listened to your show, man. Like, I'm a huge fan. He said he was honored. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm not used to like, cool, thanks. I appreciate it. And turns out that I spoke to this man before. He was like, yo, we spoke on the phone before. But my first time seeing him, I guess he recognized me from the beard. I don't know. I didn't have a podcast brother shirt on. He just was driving, was about to pull out, stopped, was like, yo, you a podcast brother? I said, yeah, that's me, man. And he just was like, yo, I listen to your show. I love your show. And he said, was you the one that said that Space Jam 1 was trash? He said, because that kind of hurt my feelings. I grew up on that. I was like, nah, that was my brother. And I was going to tell him, but he ain't here today. But yeah, he wanted to let you know that Space Jam 1 is not trash. So that was beautiful. But once again, just like how the universe told you to come here, listening to the Mama Yoga show, like walk around, just get some air, get some real air. And I went out there, and just like that, man, this guy was just like, yo, he made me feel like a celebrity, even though I am in my own right. But he just popped out the truck, was like, yo, let me shake your hand. Like, I love what you're doing out there. Then we had my brother's surprise party yesterday. So today's Sunday. And Saturday, we had a surprise party. He turns 30 next week, though, but we had it this Saturday evening, last Saturday evening, and it was beautiful, man. You know, my brothers, my family, man, they turn out, man. Like, what party can you go to when we ain't there? You know what I'm saying? Like, they do their thing. If y'all saw my Instagram stories, they do it all, man. When the Spanish music come on, when the all like it's you sit there and be like, yo, how do y'all know these dances? How do y'all know these songs? Right. I don't know how. But I guess it's a Jersey thing, the Jersey club scene. Yeah, it could be that too. But I don't. But just how do you get that? Like,
it's universal now.
I'm the type to go to a party and the song will come on, and everybody already knows it.
So let me ask you something about that. Is Jersey Club still a big thing? Like
you got to ask DJ. I don't know.
20 years ago. Not 20 years ago, but 2009. So 10 years ago.
It's bigger. It's bigger because you have.
Let me rephrase that. Jersey club music.
Yep.
Okay.
It depends. So are you talking about the dance?
I'm not talking about the dance. I'm just talking about the music because
the house, like house music. Then.
Yeah, kind of like Baltimore had Baltimore club music, and that kind of died down.
Jersey. We have Jersey club. We have like the Little Man's DJ Bake, DJ Telly Tell, J Hood.
Yeah, J Hood. Yeah.
So that's evolved and it's gotten bigger. But then house music has also gotten bigger. So the up north older head house music, the Follow Me's and all of that has gotten bigger as well. But yeah, the Jersey club scene has gotten huge because when Khaled did the song with Drake.
Yeah.
Not Missy.
Sierra
lighted up. I think Missy did one too. Mm-hmm. So sorry. They're using Jersey club influence, but it's becoming
making it big. See, when I lived in Maryland back in 2009, and this is back when before we had streaming services, we would go on YouTube to listen to music.
Correct.
So, but now I feel like I don't see it as much on YouTube. The remixes. So are they on SoundCloud?
Apple Music, Spotify.
What about Tidal?
I believe some are on Tidal as well.
So the DJs that make mixes, they put them on.
They make the songs up. They've turned it to the stream.
Okay, gotcha. All right, cool.
Yeah. So I just pop up at a party and there's this new thing and this new dance and I'm just like, I have no idea. I still don't know how to do the dance to the left, reverse.
You don't know how to do the.
Reverse.
I
like to pretend that I know how to do all those.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah, right. I don't.
It's gotten so big with other songs that people forgot how to do electric slide. So when you put on the wobble, Cupid Shuffle, they know it. You put on electric slide, people are just like, how do we do it?
Yeah.
What do we do? Because like Jamie Foxx has a song that step-ins, like they have a step to. It's different cultures have different songs it's a regular song, it's not even a step song, but they have a line dance to it. Before we
get into this episode, I just got one question. That Beyonce, before I let you go, challenge. Is that fire?
It is.
It is? Okay. I just
wait. Is it fire? What's the problem?
I just want to know, is it fire?
I literally don't see the problem with these young black people doing something positive.
Some songs, though, I don't know if that song should be touched.
Okay, you don't think it should be touched. You feel like it's a classic, but the person who made the song gave it the okay.
Right. That's cool because it's a check behind it. You know what I mean? But I think there's some songs, and it's no knock on Beyonce, but it's just like when I hear it, like I always want to hear the original version.
What I like about it is that it brings like the younger crowd who will completely push that song away, like the original song away, which is very hard. It's very hard in our community to be, I don't care how young you are, you put Before I Let Go on, everyone knows it. I did that when I used to do Anchor Bar on Thursdays. Mm-hmm. I played Before I Let Go in the club. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think the high schoolers nowadays, if you played that at a high school party,
they know it.
But do they bring the same energy that? Okay, all right, cool.
So they know it. But with Beyonce, she's made it more universal. Me personally, I don't like it. Mm-hmm. Now the end of it is cool because that's the whole Beyonce theme. Like she does like the dance moves, like the Get Me Bodied and all that. Yeah. All right, that's that. When people ask for it, I'll play it. Depending on the crowd and where I'm at, I'll blend it in with the old version.
Okay.
But weddings, cookouts,
the original.
They're all getting the original. If you don't ask for the Beyonce
unless you
version,
request it.
Yes.
Okay.
I did a wedding where we did play the original, and a DJ in the crowd, which I hate, was like, "Oh well, the original will go well. The remix will go well with this one." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "Yeah, I'm a DJ." All right, mm-hmm. Sit your ass down and enjoy yourself. But like people ask, they're like, "Can you play?" I'm like, "Yes, mm-hmm. I'll play it." But yeah, it's cool.
It's cool. Yeah, it's cool. But I know you like Beyonce, so I just wanted to see if it's something like my favorite artist or somebody that I really like might do something where I'm like, I wasn't feeling that.
If anybody,
I don't know if that was that.
Beyonce is the person that can do it.
Yeah. Well, but I'm saying, but there are some, like our favorite artists, our favorite, whoever we look up to or whoever we like, they'll do something. We just be like, I don't think that was it. And honestly, I thought that was the first time that might have been it for Beyonce. It was just my thoughts. Might have been it. Where the people be like, yo, I love Bey, I love B, but that one wasn't it.
The thing about Beyonce is that she's just, changed so much over the last decades. And anytime there's a big change, like when she came out with the album 4, where it was more slow, it was more R&B versus the pop, then a lot of people didn't like that because they're used to the single ladies type of Beyonce. So,
great album.
Yeah.
By the way, sorry. Great album.
Whenever you make a big change or you change something with your brand, there's going to be some negativity brought.
Correct.
I mean, some people that some dissatisfaction. So, yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from.
People stuck in their ways when it comes to that.
Right.
So.
And let me
wrong one. Go ahead.
Let me just say, I'm a fan, but I'm not like, like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I do view her as a human being. I don't view her as like somebody I pray to or anything like that. Like, and when I do say stuff like that, it's just to troll people because I just think it's funny. Like, thank you, Beyonce, for waking me up this morning.
Okay, yeah.
And they just be like, and, people know that I'm joking, right? So I just think it's funny to say stuff like that. But just the work. Y'all saw Homecoming, right?
Yes.
Not yet.
Okay, so just when you watch it, for me, I can't finish it.
Okay,
because it's just like there's so much sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? And kind of like being a parent, right? Like, let's say you were a single parent, right? And you literally had no mom, no dad, no spouse, no brother, no sister to help you. It's a lot of time and effort that goes into nurturing anything, whether it's a dream or a baby. And the sacrifice that she did to bring that to us as the audience, you know what I'm saying? It was just groundbreaking, and it's just crazy to witness that.
And that's why I said not yet, because I normally wouldn't watch anything like that. Not saying it's just Beyonce, but I've heard about what she went through to create this for us, like the time it took, the rehearsals, the how long of the day she worked, and for that alone, it deserves my attention. It deserves for people to watch, and you'd be like, yo, you can't put this much time in just for the special to come out, because that's another thing. Albums, movies, whatever it is, we don't see the work that people put in. So sometimes we get the luxury to be like, I just don't want to see it.
Right.
But that person might have gave their life.
They did.
For this project. And if you care about this person at all, where Beyonce, we all do. Beyonce is one of those artists, and I think is the artist, that we too busy comparing her to Mike so much.
Right.
That if something was to happen to her tomorrow, we all be like, yo, she was the greatest of all time, because her catalog, when people look back and we see her catalog and we listen to her music and watch her dancing, we going to lose our mind. But we can't focus right now because we too busy not wanting her to be better than Mike.
I feel like all of the greats have their own lanes, and we should just enjoy that for what they are, whether it be Janet, Beyonce, Michael Jackson, Elvis, even, rap fans of Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj has been on the scene for a long time, and she has done a lot over the past decade, but just let people be great.
Yeah.
That's what
we got to stop comparing. Period. It's like, I hate it. Like, I hate the conversation. Well, such and such verse such and such. I'm like, you can't stop doing it. Like,
and I know it annoys you as a DJ because you probably get it all the time.
The fun part about that is it gives us, like, I could create an event off of a verse. So I do the R&B and chill sometimes in Mount Holly. So I'm thinking about doing like artist versus artist for like a hour segment. You get what I'm saying? Like when we had the Jodeci verse, was it
True Hill?
Jagged Edge. Jagged Edge versus
that's
True Hill.
A good one.
That's a good segment to do, especially if you get real R&B lovers in the building where you can play those slow cuts versus slow cuts and then speed it up. But we compare everything, period. Jordan versus LeBron, Kobe versus Jordan. I had a debate with one of my DJs saying Chris Brown is this generation's Michael Jackson. And he was just like, what parent is going out trying to get a Chris Brown leather jacket? I'm like, you got to think about it. We barely seen artists' lives back in that day, so we cherish them more. Now we can go on our phones and view everything that they're doing every day. So it's just like, I love you, but I can see.
You're so accessible.
It's accessibility about it. So it's, and I tell people that all the time. If you move to Georgia tomorrow, like, you'll be missed here. Because it's just, I can't run on the Flaw anymore.
Yeah,
I can't see him. I can't pull up the Starbucks and be on the show, or I can't pull up the Starbucks and watch the show. Now I have to wait and listen. So Beyonce, that homecoming joint, like her, I didn't even finish it. It was crazy. Like
when she was talking about the struggles with motherhood.
Yeah,
it's like. Whew, well,
I'm not crying. You crying?
Yeah, I think I got dishes in the sink that I got to do. I think
who cutting up some onions?
Yeah.
So,
especially being an entertainer. So,
yeah.
So with that being said, man, I think we can definitely move into what we actually started the episode off with. Mr. Jayden Hollywood is here to teach us about our money, credit, business, you name it. If that's what we still doing. So with that being said, man, so Jayden Hollywood, I talked about my business, how I just started it. I got my LLCs and all of that. Why should you separate business credit from personal credit?
Well, before we get into that, I want to talk about my business a little bit.
Yeah, do that.
I run a business called the Great Jayden LLC, where I provide financial life coaching and credit repair services. So with the financial life coaching, it is different than what a lot of people offer. Mm-hmm. You can go get financial advisement. You can go get financial planning, but most of that is more long-term, like retirement and stuff like that. And you have to have certain credentials that I'm not interested in getting to do that.
Why not, though?
Because my background is more about accounting.
Okay.
So with accounting, we deal versus financial planning where they're dealing with the future. Accounting, we're dealing with mainly what already happened. Okay. You're giving me your bank statements, and I am putting together your financial statements, putting together your tax returns and all that good stuff. But I noticed that there was a need for that financial life coaching because I have clients that I'm like, yo, why did you do that? Like, why would you go buy that without talking to me? Why are you doing this way? Why do you have so many accounts? And there's a psychology behind why we spend what we spend money on.
Okay.
There's a psychology behind there's a reason why everybody's credit score is where it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has a story. And most of the time, like, people need that person to tell them straight up, like, yo, stop it. Like, you living above your means.
Right.
You only get paid $2,000 a month and your rent is $1,800. What are you doing? You want to live in Beverly Hills. You want to live in Buckhead. You want to live in that high-rise building. You need to humble yourself, boo. Go ahead 20 minutes outside the perimeter. Get you a little one-bedroom apartment. Go ahead, pay off your debt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, people are literally like moving to Atlanta, I've noticed that it's so many people that love to stunt. Like, people are going broke just to get likes. People are they're sponsoring their IG posts just to get likes. Like, do you understand the psychology behind it? Like, people are literally spending their money, time, and energy just for attention and to get likes.
Can I ask one question based off that? What do you think's going to happen when IG hides the likes now? You hear that's coming, right?
Yeah, I heard that's coming, but
going to hide the likes.
I don't think that that's real, because let's talk about the psychology behind social media. So Facebook and Instagram are owned by the same company, and what these companies are profiting off of is the fact that we as human beings have a great desire to be liked and for attention. So what they do, they have these certain algorithms where if I post a picture right now and I get off Instagram, maybe 3 people are going to see it. In order for my post to get on, this is a secret, so everybody take out your pen and paper. In order for my post to pop up on other people's timeline, I have to go down my timeline and be active. I have to comment for my post to show up on other people's timeline. Yep. If I don't do that, it's not going to show up. So, and then they're like, well, if you really want your shit to show up, then you're going to have to pay us. So because they know that we are so pressed for that, I don't think that they're going to do that, because they know that is what's making them money. That's what's getting people to pay for posts.
They're doing a dry run in Canada, right? It's up in Canada.
What's up in Canada?
They're doing it in Canada.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, that's the test
I didn't know they
market.
started. Okay.
Yeah, that's the test market. But like you said, that's true. Because I'm going through my timeline. I'm like, I don't follow you. And it's like regular posts. It's a girl in a bikini. Or it's a girl on her knees.
It's the hashtag.
No, it's not even a hashtag.
Oh.
It's models. That's all I see. I see models. And it's just like regular girls. And you go to their page and it's just like you're normal.
Yes.
But it says sponsored posts. And I'm just like, that's crazy.
Someone told me that in order for, like, when we post for the podcast, brothers, what you should do for your post to get seen is to go find about 5 people and write under their post 5 words or more, no less than 5 words. Like the pictures and also write 5 words or more, and that'll get you seen more by, whoever. But just like Jayden said, if you just post and you dip, nobody's going to see that.
Correct. Yeah, that's why you get on Instagram and then people will be like, "Oh my gosh, this is such a great video," and you'd be like, "It's not a video though; it's a picture."
Right?
Like literally,
your page is so dope, dude. Like, all right, that's a
right.
I know
this
for a
is
fact.
such an awesome post.
Yeah.
Check me out.
Yeah.
Like, clearly, okay,
Yeah.
you're using a marketing service, and this is pathetic.
That is because I don't reply to those.
Yeah. And those hair pages, I have a theory that they are
goodness.
the government. And
Gotta be.
I'm reporting all of them as spam because I know what's going on here. They're trying to watch, and I'm good. But back to your question. So with my business, what I do specialize in is getting people's personal credit up, and then also helping them repair the damage that's been done to their credit, but also enrolling them in certain programs to continue to improve their credit. And also a lot of because my target market, the whole reason why I'm doing this is because I'm trying to change the psychology behind money within people of color, specifically black people, because we think that it's normal to be broke. We think that it's normal to struggle. We think it's normal to be late on bills. And I'm here to say that it's not normal. And I want everybody to be making the money moves that I'm making. I feel like I have all this knowledge for a reason, right? So to the question about separating business credit and personal credit, it's a number of reasons why you want to separate the two. For one, you want to separate, for your tax purposes, you want to separate all your expenses that you're getting for your business. You want to use your business credit for that. You don't want to use your personal credit cards for that.
Right.
Because convoluting the two is going to look like you're taking a draw, which technically shouldn't be taxable, but if the IRS really wants to, they can tax that at as regular income. And then also you also don't want if you have to file bankruptcy personally, you don't want that to affect your business. And if your business gets shut down, you don't want that to affect your social security number. So that's why it's important to keep all that separate.
Podcast example, which I know a lot of people do, and they might need this example, playing music on your podcast. Eventually, when you make it to where you want to make it to, the powers that be can come down on you and say, hey, you've used our music without permission, possibly sue you or do whatever. If your podcast is a legit business, a legit LLC, they can't sue you, Jayden Hollywood, but they can sue the show.
Right.
Okay.
And as a LLC, they can only come after the assets that is in the name of the LLC.
Right.
So if there's no money in the business bank account, if the business doesn't have nothing more than a MacBook, then that's all they can come after. But most likely what they're going to do before they even do that is, before they even sue you, they're going to send a cease and desist, usually. And on top of that, if they're going to sue you, if you're not making any money off of your podcast, then it wouldn't even be worth them going through the process of trying to get money from you and you haven't made any money off of it.
Which is why so many independent podcasters use music, because they're not checking for you right now.
Right.
But when you do make it to where you're trying to make it to, and you get millions of listeners and their music is on it, They coming for you.
But let's be real. There's a million podcasts out there, and how many of those podcasts are really going to be getting to the point where they get a million listeners?
I'm just trying to speak. I know what you're saying, but I'm trying to be positive.
Okay,
because
right. I'm okay. Positivity is all good.
I'm sitting here
thinking
because I'm sitting here thinking like, what are y'all making it for? Like, I mean, obviously y'all want something out of it, so just know that
some people just do.
Some
it
people
as a
just
hobby.
want to. Okay.
But not everybody thinks like us. You got to understand that.
I actually got mad this morning. Like, just a thought popped in my head. Like, yo, how dare a podcaster, get my time and then stop podcasting? Like, are you serious? Like, are you serious about this? Like, y'all done? And then they pop up. Yo, we back. No, I'm already doing something else on my time. Mm-hmm. It's like, for me, I'm here every day. So no, I don't understand when people just be like, I'm not doing it no more. And then come back and be like, we're back. This is me when it comes to the podcast thing.
Yeah, but that's because that's a very important part of your business. So that's why you're going to view it differently than other people. Right. While for other people, like for me,
like I know why
the bottom line podcast. Well, the unapologetic podcast, I felt like the original reason why I started that podcast, it wasn't working anymore. Like it just wasn't. I wasn't getting the point across that people weren't really gravitating to the content that I was putting out there. I mean, I was getting listeners, but I felt like I really wanted to change the mindset of people. And I felt like people are so used to conflict that wasn't working. They don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear the woke shit.
Right.
They want to hear about Cardi B throwing a shoe at Nicki Minaj. Mm-hmm. And I got sick and tired of talking about celebrities. Mm-hmm. And when I went on that 3-month social media break, even coming back to social media, like a lot of the stuff that I see, I'm disgusted. Mm-hmm. You're a 50-year-old woman with your bent over. I'm talking about like doing thirst traps. Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious? You're fucking 50. You're a grandmother. Women over here in a thong shaking their ass with the baby right there. You know what I'm saying? Your 3-year-old is hungry.
But just like we talked about 5 minutes ago, social media attention is
right.
Just like,
and these people, I'm all up for you posting a nice photo. Maybe you got a low cut shirt on, your face looking nice. Okay, I get it. You want a little attention, but some people really just need to cut the social media shit and get a therapist because there's a lot of things, there's a lot of problems you trying to solve that's underlying that you trying to seek social media as the solution for, and that's not the case. That's not gonna work.
I mean, Drake said it in the song when it came to married couples. I know a girl that's happily married till she put down her phone. Mm-hmm. So Drake. Ooh. That song, period, had mad captions in it that I could relate to. So people, like he said, that's their therapy. It's therapeutic.
And not just that. I'm gonna let you go, but Nina Torres. I don't know if she listens to this podcast anymore, but she in the Audio Fan Group Network group. I'm cool with Nina Torres. She just posted a picture of 5 married couples kissing, black married couples, and the caption was, "We need to get back to showing people how positive marriage is," something like that. But in the comments, you can see people saying, "Bruh, 4 out of 5 of these couples ain't happy." Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is like, why should we paint the picture of what they're not probably happy?
Right.
So it's just like,
it's a facade.
Well, I do kind of agree with her a little bit. I think what she's trying to say is that we need to show less conflict and show more positivity as far as black love. So that part I kind of
black love, but don't tell me, oh, this is marriage, like, because we know.
Right.
We know.
It's not. Yeah. But like you said, people just need to get a therapist. Find somebody to talk to because it's, it's stupid. It's stupid. I had the thought today. I seen a girl. It's off topic, but she was in my friends you may know. So, booty shorts, all thighs showing, tattoo, smiling, and then one of her posts was, "Where are all these friend requests coming from? It's really pissing me off." Mm-hmm. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that a lot of people that you see do stuff like that actually do have real mental disorders. What? Like a lot of the Insta thoughts that I see, 3 posts later will talk about I'm depressed, especially on Twitter.
Right. We gonna get back on topic, but we talking about mental health. I just want to add one thing, and this is something I was thinking about earlier, and I'm a victim of it as well. You'll have 3, 4, 5,000 people following you, and you're looking for one person to like or comment or view your story, and they don't, and it has a huge effect on you. So we could be talking about stuff like that to where we'll collect thousands of people to follow us. But if that one person or 2-3 people do not reach out to you in any way, you'll feel some type of way. So that's what we need to, like, when you say therapists or just like get off social media, we hurting ourselves. Just standing there watching, waiting for somebody, waiting for that one person to comment or like, and it ain't going to happen. Get off social media, meditate, do yoga, do some push-ups, but just need to move on. But Jay, get to the second question, please.
Oh, the second question is, how do you establish small business credit?
Well, establishing small business credit, it's similar to personal credit, but it's a little different. There's a lot of like pre-steps that you need to do before even submitting an application. So that would be having a physical address that's not a home address and that's not a post office. Of course, having your EIN, having your state business license, and DUNS number, and then there's other reporting agencies that you want to get your business set up with. Mm-hmm. Once you do that, then what we do is we get you established with a few different companies that will extend credit to businesses that might not have that credit history. Mm-hmm. So all of this is something that if somebody was interested in, they could book a consultation with me, and then I would walk them through completing that, because I know it sounds like a lot, you know what I'm saying, but I'm just wanted to put out the process. That's how it is. So you want to have at least like 6 accounts reporting. So you want to have credit card accounts, you want to have vendor credit accounts, and possibly lines of credit. But there's a process into getting that. Like, you don't want to go ahead and apply for a line of credit or apply for a credit card and you didn't do, and that might be step 8 and you didn't do step 1 through 7, because then you have a denial reporting to these agencies, and you don't want that either.
That's exactly what I did.
So effective planning is very important in this, and it's really worth the money, honestly.
Mm-hmm. I did that. I went straight for the credit card. Like, let me see what I can do.
What company did you?
I don't remember. I was just doing. I was searching for business credit cards, and I was just looking for the ratings.
Oh yeah,
and it was just like, well, this one's 4.5, and no. So I said, let me try.
Nah.
Well, we'll be having a conversation for. A lot of us don't know.
That's okay.
I went straight for, like, what can I get? A business credit card? How can?
But that's your fault though, because I did extend the tree branch.
You did. But a lot of this stuff just comes at random times. Like, I'll be at work, bored, 10 hours a day. Like, what can I do? I do a lot of my activities during working hours.
You don't want to say that on the air.
Listen,
just in case the wrong person might. And then they go say you stealing time.
They're lucky I'm there, bro. Like, I was really on some type of time where I was just like, fam, I'm ready to dip. This ain't for me. Like, I was really going through the motions. Like, I don't know how long I can do that. Like, I'm not sitting down for 10 hours.
I think you just feel that way because you're not interested in the job that you do. Like, for me, like, people automatically thought that because I started my business and I was going to quit my full-time job, and no, that's not happening because I actually enjoy accounting. Like, I spent 5 years getting my undergrad degree. I'm spending a year of my life having pretty much no social life so that I can obtain my CPA. So, yeah, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, all those sacrifices, you're going to reap these benefits.
No, like, seriously, I don't think people understand. When I'm studying for a CPA exam, it's usually a 2-month process, 2 to 3 month process. That process involves me working 50 hours a week at my full-time job and then studying 40 hours a week. Okay, so on the weekends, like when I get home Friday, I shut my front door and I don't see the sun again until Monday morning when I go to work. And I'm usually like, I'll go home Friday, take a nap, wake up at like 8 or 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. And then I'm studying till like 6 o'clock in the morning. And then I'm taking a 3-hour nap, and then I'm studying another 8 hours, and then taking I don't go to sleep. Like, I just take naps. And then a couple of days before the exam, I take a couple of days off. So it might be 3 or 4 days. And I just make sure that the fridge is stocked up. I make sure I got freaking bananas, spinach, water, so it's not straight junk food. And I'm literally like disappear, like naps only. You know what I'm saying?
As you should.
Like up, like I up for like 16 hours, not even 16 hours, probably only sleeping like in 3 to 4 hour intervals.
Well, it's great that you mentioned that, because later on I want to touch on a little bit what Steve Harvey had to say about rich people.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
But
What's the next question?
Is it possible to build business credit with poor personal credit?
Actually, it is. I'm looking at this question. Oh yeah, somebody on Instagram Live said that. I think she said she went to Capital One. Oh yeah, and she was denied. Yeah, that's one of the sponsors for the I Am King event. So
okay.
She so she's a retailer. She went to Capital One without doing the research and got denied.
I did
for
too.
Business credit
Don't
card.
feel bad.
So yeah, I'm telling y'all will always get denied without doing the right steps. But yeah, you can definitely build business credit without personal credit. A lot. What I get my clients to do is I get them to establish business credit without even using their social. So yes, it's very possible.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, actually, when I did it, I used the EIN number.
Right.
And I was like, if I stay away from my social, I might be in good business. But no, didn't work that way.
It's probably because the EIN number is like easy to get.
Right.
Okay.
Like, it's you can get that without even paying, I believe.
Right.
So like that's just you signing up. So that's what I did before. Like I didn't even do the whole paying, the filing. I ain't do none of that. So it is making sense with the steps that you're saying.
Yep.
God damn it! I'm glad I'm here. Next question. What should you look for when shopping for a credit card, business credit card?
Well, business credit card and personal credit card, it's a variety of different things because all of them have different benefits. So it really depends on what your needs are. So if you're looking for if you're looking for a business credit card with a large available balance, that might be something that you want to look for because at the end of the day, the more available credit that you have as a business, the better that it's going to look for you. As far as, okay, you have $100,000 in available credit and you're only using $1,000 of that. And you know what I'm saying, you keep it low every month after month after month. That looks excellent in the eyes of any creditor or anything. Let's say you want to get a car or whatever. That looks great. The same goes for personal, but with personal, to me, I like to look for cars that have rewards. And it really depends on what kind of activity you do. Let's say if you are a restaurant owner, I have restaurant owner clients who go out to eat a lot, and it's research and development. Because if you think about it, you're researching. If I own a taco spot across the street, I want to see what the competition is looking like. I want to know what their menu layout. I want to taste the ingredients. I want to see how long the wait time is. All of that. So
Scouting
it's
out the competition.
Exactly. So it makes sense for you to get a rewards card that's going to reward you for eating at restaurants. If you travel a lot, if you're like me and you like to make money moves, you know what I'm saying? Get you a little travel card that every time you go ahead and you buy flights, you get points. And sometimes you can get a card. I know American Express has it where every dollar that you spend gets you points that you can redeem for travel. So while I don't recommend people pay their taxes with a credit card, I know people that will put $20,000 of taxes on their credit card because the fee, let's say you put $20,000 on your credit card for taxes, you get the credit card fee, let's just say it's $200, right? Hypothetically, the amount of points that you're going to get is going to be worth a $900 flight.
Damn.
So it makes sense. At the bottom line is you got a net profit of $700. So that's that. Also, interest rates. Now, a lot of credit cards, I haven't seen much variability as far as interest rates are concerned. So even American Express offers interest rates of like 20-something%, which was shocking to me because before working in accounting, everybody talked like American Express was the best card to have. But I guess it's because they really do expect you to never have a balance that goes month to month. Like they really expect you to pay it off all in that month. So some cards are going to offer a low APR in general, and then some. So for me, I like those cards that offer 0% APR for 18 months. So what I do is let's say I have a credit card that has a $16,000 credit line, right? Mm-hmm. So every year what I'll do is I'll shift over some of my debt that I'm paying interest on into that credit card. I do a balance transfer, and the balance transfer fee is only like 2% versus the 9% that I'm paying on that debt. Mm-hmm. And then for 12 months, I'm not paying any interest. And then after the 12 months, I just pay it all off.
Okay.
I'm paying $25. So example, last September, I put a few $1,000s on that credit card. So every month since then, I've just been paying only $25 and I haven't been charged interest. So this year in September, I'm going to pay it off completely, and they're going to offer me again to do that transfer for 0%, and I'm going to do it again with a different debt.
Okay. Okay.
Because it's very important. Like, people complain about paying student loans and they want to put it in forbearance. And then they be making like $4,000 a month. Mm-hmm. I'm like, how the fuck you make $4,000 a month and you claim you can't pay your student loans? You tripping. One,
they don't want to pay.
Right. Just do it. Because if you didn't go to school, you wouldn't be making the money that you're making now. So just go ahead, and the earlier you pay it off, literally, the better. What a lot of people do is that they'll be like, oh yeah, I make, some people, they make 2 student loan payments, and what they don't realize is that they're paying ahead, right? So they'll pay like March and April. Yeah. But what they're not realizing is with every payment that you make, part of it goes to interest, part of it goes to principal. Principal is actually the amount of money that you owe the company, and interest is the fee that they charge you to borrow that money. Okay. So the earlier you pay off the principal, the less interest that you have over the life of the loan. Yeah. So if you get a new car, try to stretch it out to 6 years, however long they'll give you, but pay it off in like 2 or 3 years. That's what I'm doing with my car. I'm paying it off this year. I mean, it was only like a $10,000 loan.
For the credit, I was told don't use no more than 35%.
Yeah, don't use 30. Yeah, don't use over 30%. Right. Credit utilization is a big part of credit. Your personal credit score.
So that's when you said having a big balance. Mm-hmm. So is it false that they say having a lot of available credit is bad also?
Who said that?
I was told that
you need a little drop that says, "Who said that?"
where's that? Bullshit. Somebody told me that they were saying that because creditors will look at it as like, well, you have available credit, why aren't you using it? But okay, so I'm glad that was debunked.
Yeah, so you want to. Okay, so here's the thing. You want to know what date the creditor is going to report to the credit bureau. And so if they're going to report on the 31st, let's say they report on the 31st, and your electricity bill is due on the 25th. You want to put your electricity bill on auto draft to charge your credit card. You also want to put your phone bill and what other small bill? You know, the little small bills that you might forget about, right? And then after the 31st, it shows that you're using less than that 30%, ideally maybe like 10%, then you pay it off. Mm-hmm. So it shows that it's active, but you're using a small percent.
Okay.
So if you're not using it at all, maybe that's where, that's what the person was trying to get at.
Okay.
If you're not using it at all, then that sometimes can be a problem.
Or gas, right? Like if you just want to use your credit card for like $30 of gas, depending on how much you got, just make sure you pay it back. But use your credit card for just like gas. So.
Yeah. That's another option. You could literally take your credit card and just put it in your glove. Well, I don't know what areas y'all live in, but for me, I don't have to worry about somebody breaking into my car. Okay, so just for the listeners, if you live in one of those areas where you think your car might get broken into, then don't do that. But I did that for a while. I just put the credit card in my glove box, and when I would go get gas, I would always use that credit card for gas only. So,
how do you get credit? How do you get a credit card if you have bad credit history?
There's a couple different ways. The first way First of all, I would try to repair my client's credit, see what we can do to get that credit score up. But some people are just in situations where there's really not much that I can do as far as the repair is concerned, and we have to be in the rebuilding stage. So let's say you filed bankruptcy a couple of months ago, and it just got discharged. Now your credit score is like at 4 something. And you're talking to somebody who credit score was in the 400s, and now my credit score is above 750. So when I say this, I've been there. It's no judgment, but
before you continue, give the listeners hope. So you went from 4 to 7+.
Yeah.
How long? What's the time frame? Everybody wants microwave.
That took me. It dipped in 2016, and then it went back up in 2018. So it took 2 years.
Okay, that's not long at all, people. Just don't think that you can do it tomorrow.
Right. It's going to be at least a year to get to rebuild your credit.
Okay.
So what I would do, there's certain companies that I know will give people that are in that rebuilding stage a credit card, and they start you out with a small credit limit of $500. And then after a year, you can get that. So I started out with $500 on that one credit card. After a year, it went up to $1,000. And then after 2 years, it just went up to $2,000. I was out at the movies. I was just checking my available balance. I was like, whoa. What the fuck is going on?
Where does extra credit come from?
And then you got to be smart about it, because somebody just dropped $2,000 in your pocket.
Right.
You might think, "Let me go buy something."
No, with me, it just kind of throws off, because I'm very routine when it comes to credit and all of that and bill spending, and I know I get paid 2 days out the month, so I already know when I get paid exactly what bill.
2 times out the month.
Yeah, like at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm up paying bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very that type of person. So it just kind of throws off the math a little bit. But for me, hey, I don't mind it. Hey, give me more credit. That's good. But yeah, there's a couple of credit cards that will give you they will approve you if you're in that rebuilding stage if you have the income. Also, you can do a secured credit card. Do y'all know how a secure credit card works?
I have one. Well, I had one.
Okay.
I had one. You actually put your money down and use your money, and then over time, they if you
okay. So
let me tell you what I did. What I did was I gave Wells Fargo $300.
No. You're explaining it right, but the verbiage. I want to.
Of course, my verbiage is off. I know that.
So let me just specify it. So usually the way credit cards works is somebody just gives you an available balance.
Yeah.
You use it and then you pay it back, right? And that is unsecured. A secured credit card is where you give somebody, let's say $300, and they hold that as security in the event that you default on that credit card. So by them having that money, that $300 as security, they're more likely to be like, okay, well, I mean, worst case scenario, they could flee the country, but we still got that $300.
We got your bread.
So yeah, it's way easier to get a secure credit card.
Okay, one question, because we definitely got to move on to other topics. But I have one question that I know that a lot of people want the answer to, because I want the answer to. You're looking at Credit Karma, or you're looking at whatever you're looking at, and you have about 3-4 things on your credit, and you're getting calls and emails of people saying, hey, give us this. We don't want it all. Let's say you got 500, but they say give us 200 right now. Boom. What's your take on that? Because I've heard some people say don't do it. I've heard people say do it. I've heard people say do it only if they promise to remove the credit from your credit. So what's that?
So if you have a creditor, let's say you have a derogatory mark on your credit report. Let's say T-Mobile has been reporting to the credit bureaus that you owe them $500 and you are getting collection calls. Like you said, you could pay it, but there's a chance that they won't take that off your credit. So you can do what's called a pay and delete. So if I had a client that was in that situation, I would work up a letter to send to that creditor, and they would have to send back to that client in writing that if this debt were paid or settled at any given amount, whatever amount they specified, then they will remove it from their credit report. I'm going to tell you a little secret. It's something called a Z payment. A Z payment is the minimum amount that they are willing to take on this debt. Usually 20% if it's like 3 years old, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say you have medical bills, $1,000, and they're calling you saying that you need to pay it. One time, and this literally works. I said, look, I'm not going to waste your time, nor am I going to waste mine. What's the Z payment on this? I can give you $50 today. You can wipe it off your books, and you don't got to worry about calling me no more. And I don't got to worry about you calling me no more. So what do you say? And in addition to that, I'm going to need you to remove it from my credit report. And guess what? It didn't work for the $50, but it worked for $100.
Okay.
And it was wiped off my credit. They mailed me a letter saying that the debt has been paid and that it's been settled, and it was cool. So that's one thing. But some people, they really don't have an incentive to take it off your credit report. So some people won't. But if they want their money, then they're going to do a pay and delete. But sometimes they require 100% of payment.
Right. So y'all hear that. So if you do make the payment, the partial payment that they are asking for, that does not guarantee that they will remove it from your credit.
Right. And by default, they're going to report that it's been paid, and it's still going to be on your credit.
Okay. One more thing before we move on. The I Am King show you have coming up.
Yeah.
Tell us about that real quick.
So the I Am King, it's going to be very different than what you've seen, you know.
Okay.
I think that a lot of people are now getting into the field of doing live shows, and a lot of people are, and I wanted to do something like that, but I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something with a purpose. So I Am King is an event to uplift black men. Mm-hmm. I feel like we got a lot. As we're still a minority, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So our struggles are very different than that of black women, but we do have our own struggles, and we do have shit that we go through and shit that we encounter on it every fucking day. You Absolutely. Know what I'm saying? Like even in Pennsylvania, I went out to breakfast this morning, and I got white people staring at me like they
what
don't
part
see.
of Pennsylvania were you in?
I was in, I think, Morrisville, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I thought I was the only person because I'm in a band. I'm in an urban pop band, and a lot of our shows are in upstate, like, or in the countries of Pennsylvania.
Right.
And they look at me like, why are you so uncomfortable? I'm like, bro, like, you got to understand, like, I'm black.
Yeah.
It's the way I look is I have on Jordans, I have on sweats, I have a little bit of jewelry on. Like, I'm like, I don't look like y'all. Because the singer, he's Puerto Rican, but he looks white. And then the rapper, he's black, but
he has an alternative style.
Look, the blonde hair swooshed over.
Yeah,
it's dyed.
So he's passing, kind of.
Correct. So, and they're just like, yo, relax. I'm like, nah, you don't understand.
Well,
so by you saying that,
I learned some of that though by driving Uber, to where if you make one wrong turn, this was like during election time. It was like there was so many vote for Trump, signs outside of the lawns. That don't make them bad people. But you do understand that there's certain parts of every state that when you make that turn, those people aren't used to brown, black men, black people at all being down that territory. And I saw that. I was like, wow, like you think you know a state because you be in one part, and it don't be like that.
And just as you said, how you felt like you were the only one, I want to have conversations like that at this event. Yeah. So I have a panel of other black male podcasters and content creators, because I feel like we all technically do have an influence. You know what I'm saying? People listen to our voices, just like that dude stopped, got out his truck, dapped you up, said he was a fan. You know, and I think it's really our duty to
Absolutely.
Use our influence for change. So at this event, it's going to be a dress up type of event. And this is another thing that people are not used to. They're used to showing up, however. But at this event, why would you not want to? Why? Why would you not want to just dress up for once? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, even if it's one day a year, you know,
confidence.
Yeah,
it's confidence. Guilty. And number one, even you probably don't got nothing in the closet.
That's fine. So you got to do what you got to do.
You got time to find something.
Guess what? If it was somebody's wedding, you would do it.
You would do it.
You know what I'm saying? So go ahead. Even you ain't got to get you a tie. Go ahead, get you a nice dress shirt and some dress pants.
I do have a couple.
And leave the Jordans at home.
I do have a couple from Express, not Express. American Eagle. So I do have. I'm big, so I don't like how I fit in suits, but I do have some fitted button ups that I'm comfortable. So I am addressing that. So sometimes it's just.
So I mistakenly watched a little bit of Love and Hip Hop a few days ago. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I'm dead ass. I don't watch it. But that show, Love and Hip Hop, is so popular. You just hear certain stories. Certain stories just like to bounce on your timeline or on social media. One story that I've always known about is the Kirk and Rashida situation, where everybody was killing Kirk because he had, I think, a baby on his side and just was cheating on his woman, and she just kept taking him back, blah, blah, blah. So the only two people and Young Jock I know, but Rashida and Kirk took a bunch of their friends to this couple's retreat in the cabins, in the woods, and they all together talking about, just being honest with each other. One of the scenarios that I saw, and I don't remember, and I don't know the young man or the young lady's name because, once again, I don't watch the show. The guy came out and was just like, listen, I know you heard a lot, but what you heard wasn't true. I love you, you my girl, this, that, and the third. So the young lady said, since we all being truthful, you remember that time you saw my phone and there was a guy and I told you it was nothing? Well, we actually did have something going on. And she said, forgive me. Right then and there. Now, I wanted this to be a topic because we're at a couples retreat. Yes, we are. Where you got to get our shit off our chests and come out as better people and a better couple. But should you have to accept an apology right then and there, regardless of where you at, without even thinking about it, sleeping on it?
Should you have to accept it or should you have to give it?
Her?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, she said, forgive me, like right there. Like, listen, I did this. Forgive me. But you're at a couple's retreat and everybody's getting their stuff off. But in this situation, everybody already knew what it was.
That's selfish of you for even requiring that. I just dropped this big ass bomb on you and I want you to swallow that pill right then and there. That shit going, even if I say, apology accepted, it's still going to tear me up tomorrow.
And it's tough because even if you did, because you're surrounded by this. So now you can't be the eyeball and be like, nah, and ruin the whole event.
Nah,
so we know how men are. We'll mask it and be like, yeah, I forgive you. But now you really taking bad energy back out the cabin, which that wasn't what we came here for. We came here to get it all out.
You just created a whole nother bad. So at that time, you have to almost say, like, let's discuss. Like, let's talk about this later. Like,
that's completely inappropriate. She should have
talked about it.
That's completely inappropriate. Like, I just think the whole concept of love in hip hop is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. That one, people are in these fake ass relationships for a storyline. If that's what you like, then watch soap operas. Mm-hmm. But
talk about it
for the people that are really going through shit. For that shit to be exposed on TV, like Tierra Marie her life has been destroyed by Love and Hip Hop. It has enabled her to be an alcoholic. It has exposed her whole body to the world, and she was making progress to sobriety, but after the whole clout chasing dude that she was with exposed her just for a fucking storyline and for a check, now she's back to being an alcoholic. It's not worth it. It's not worth exposing your dirty laundry on national television.
Right.
No amount of money is worth ruining your life for. Go see a therapist, period. And for you to expect me to forgive you for something like that, like I need time to even process that mentally.
Right.
You know, so hell no. Like,
especially if that was something that I asked you about or I had a hunch on.
Right.
And then now all of a sudden you're confessing like right now. But I guess she felt comfortable because I'm around.
Yeah, of course she did.
Yeah, she feels comfortable
It made sense that she felt comfortable to do that, but it didn't make sense that she did that on camera.
Right.
I thought I was bugging. I said, "Oh my god, I got to talk about this on the show."
You are seriously tripping right now. That's why I can't do reality TV because I'm too real for that shit.
Yeah.
And it's not reality.
And that's why Jocelyn always was beating up Stevie J because it's like, are you serious right now?
Yeah.
Like right now, you're doing this, Stevie? Oh yeah.
But I always said it was fake. It was scripted. Like I don't want to say I don't like to talk about it because I know somebody who's related to Mona. So,
but this is my thing though.
I'm close to that version.
That might be reality TV is scripted and it is fake. We get that. But what I'm saying to you, well, let's just say forget it's reality TV. Couples therapy and going to the cabin for the couples retreat. Those are real things.
It happens. Yeah.
That happens. So I don't even know the couple's name.
And then that happens. What you said, like it's someone either you find something out. You notice something different?
I think we need to talk about what we know at the cabin. Like, we got issues, so let's take our issues to the cabin and work it out. Don't bring new issues to the cabin.
Why would you?
Well,
that's what it's for.
But here's the thing: if there was no cameras, though, my opinion would be different. Because I felt like they are actually like a group of friends, and this is a way of them healing all together. So if, let's say I was in Kirk's shoes and my spouse had told me that they actually had cheated on me, the fact that you felt comfortable to tell the truth means that we're making progress.
Okay.
So I would of course would still need time to process that, but I would be like, wow, like, if I really want this marriage to work, I'm going to do what I have to do to make it work.
And then you have some people where you get to that level in life. People change, and forgiveness is forgiveness.
Right.
Drop anything on me at this. Like, tell me everything right now, and I'm going to forgive you for it as long as we move forward.
Right.
So you can be on that type of time too, to where forgiveness is forgiveness, and you can look at it as I've done my dirt as well. And just because you know all my dirt and I didn't know yours does not make your dirt worse because you just dropped it on me. But I just know how men are. I know how people are.
Yeah, he can't say nothing. He had a whole baby on her. So
well, no, not Kurt and Rashida.
Just anybody.
Who was it?
It was the two. It was the couple I didn't know the name of.
Oh, okay.
Rashida was like the leader of it. She's like, "Come on, yo, we got to get it together." And she told people that early in their relationship, she cheated on Kurt, and nobody knew that. So Scrappy was just like, word, like nobody knew that. So as everybody was getting their stuff off, this is when the young lady decided to say, "You remember that time?"
Gotcha. Okay. So that situation was actually probably fake. I thought that you were talking about Kirk and Rashida.
Oh no.
Where then that would have made sense. But yeah, but it doesn't change my whole mindset on what happened.
When it comes to forgiveness and taking somebody back, my theory is like, you caught him cheating or you caught her cheating and you decided to continue on in the relationship, the marriage, that's your forgiveness right there. You can no longer bring that up.
They can if they didn't.
They can't.
If they didn't heal.
No, I think what he's saying is that a lot of people. Okay, so let's say your spouse comes home maybe 5 minutes later than when they usually do. Then you cannot use their past behavior to then fuel an argument. That's what he's saying. Like,
you have to check yourself.
Yeah, don't keep bringing it back up because you said that you forgave me and we're moving on.
So what if they forgave you on Sunday and then Tuesday you go home and you're like, what's wrong? And they bring it up because honestly they didn't really forgive you. That's what I'm saying.
So now then the conversation is, okay, are we going to continue or is it over? Are we splitting or are we going to continue?
Do you need time? Yeah.
It's not a...
That sounds real cold-blooded though. Like, so what are we doing here?
You're right.
Oh, so you still mad about Sunday?
No.
So would you leaving it now?
No. Because you can change your mind. I'm not saying that. But like you said, if I go away on a trip and I don't answer my phone right then and there and you bugging, texting me, I knew it, you didn't change, like, I thought we were building trust.
That's unhealthy.
I thought we were
Definitely.
building trust here. So now when I get back, we're going to revisit this conversation.
Yeah, no.
Ari, I did what I did. I admitted what I did. I admit that.
But that could be on you too. Oh, I forgive you, or you know what? It's okay.
Your actions
you shouldn't believe that though.
Your actions, but I'm saying your actions should also project that I'm changing. Your actions should show that change.
Right.
So if I'm showing change, but yet 2-3 months down the line, you have an emotional moment and you're throwing it back in my face. Let's go back to the table. Obviously, you're not over
or
it.
therapy. Don't just give them because. But I'm saying just because a person say I forgive you, don't necessarily mean they know how to even do that.
Mean what you say what you mean.
Some of us ain't equipped to do that though, Jay.
But
I've been there to where you try to sweep stuff under the rug, and you be like, yo, it's still there.
But what Jay is saying is that don't say you forgive me if you haven't really forgiven me. Take the steps that you need to do to honestly forgive me. If you need to take time out, if we need to break up, then that's cool. Let's do that for now until you can get to the stage where you can forgive me, so we can be healthy.
And I'm saying, as 3 men who go to therapy, not everybody knows about that avenue. Not everybody thinks about that avenue. So when you just be like, I forgive you, without even knowing how to forgive somebody, or you really don't forgive them. You just don't want to break up the home. You just don't want to crack the week, because now I'm so used to this routine and I don't want to break up over this. But in reality, it's killing you.
Therapy.
So if 2 months down the line, if somebody says this bothers me, it's because it always bothered them. They just can't hold it in no more.
Well, guess what? Those people that you're talking about need to go to therapy. As people that have been to therapy and say that it works, it works.
Yes, sir.
Case closed. Next case.
All right. I want to touch on, and I know you might go,
no, let's just touch on it briefly, very briefly. I think my one statement is going to pretty much...
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I already know.
I ain't talking about Steve Harvey yet.
No.
Ayesha Curry.
I already know you.
All right.
Because everybody wants to talk about that. But here's the thing about that whole situation. I watched actually the whole episode, and it was a very good episode.
Right.
But I feel like we as men, we're not going to relate to that.
Absolutely not.
You know, and it just is what it is. We don't have... And a lot of people are like, I don't get it. It's not for you to get.
Right.
I definitely agree with that.
Just like some country music, I don't get it, and I don't get on Twitter and be like, I don't understand this song. I don't get on Twitter. It's like, I don't watch Game of Thrones. I don't understand how you guys like it. Like, okay, it's something that you don't understand.
This is not for you.
You know, it's just that person was speaking their truth. She as many other women feel like her self-worth is dictated by validation of men. Mm-hmm. So the fact that men are not lusting after her makes her feel like she's less than. Mm-hmm. A lot of people feel that way. That's why you have the girls that's busting it wide open on Instagram and Twitter for free, because they need that validation. It literally fuels them.
Correct.
So with that being said, she exposed that was a insecurity that she had, and that's something that she's working through. Her husband appreciated her. Her husband standing by her. I really don't think that there's much to say past that.
My question, because I put it out there to gain the thought process of other women. Mm-hmm. Of course, the arguments always turned into me taking a side. I said, no, I'm not taking a side. I said she did one of two things. She either opened Pandora's box in her own home, in her bedroom, either saying Steph didn't appreciate her or show her love, or she really wants the groupie attention, or she wants his attention and a groupie love. And people are screaming at me, watch the episode. I'm like, I watched it. And I got that part.
A lot of people felt that way too. They felt like, you know, if you're having problems at home, you don't take that on it.
And she was talking about the groupies.
But yeah, she wasn't having problems at home.
Right,
like her husband,
right.
She pretty much said, my husband is perfect, but
I want to still know if I got it.
He has groupies. How come I don't?
Correct.
It's pretty much what she said. So B.
Correct.
Option B.
And she got checked. Did you see the episode, Flaw?
No, just a clip.
She, before and after, or like before leading up to it, or basically they asked the question of how do you handle the groupies? So Steph's mom answers, and she answers, and she goes, she said it. She was like, at first, Steph and I, like, he's so friendly, so he would just talk, and I would have to interject myself because I'm an adult. Da da da. Then she goes, I see these women throwing themselves at Steph, and it's an insecurity I have is just like, well, why no one's throwing themselves at me? So, and like, she got checked immediately,
right,
like by everyone at the table,
yeah,
like, including Willow, and they all said it as because you're not looking for it,
right.
And then something I wanted to say was, women have to understand, like, and they said it. They was like, when you're dealing with someone that's well respected, a person's not going to try you. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? I'll admit it. I've been a bastard of it. Like, I've seen girls post things about their relationships, I slid in a DM. What's up? Want to talk about it? Want a shoulder to cry on? You get what I'm saying? You prying on a week. I'm not gonna lie. I've done it.
Cry on my lap.
Yeah, right. Let's talk about it. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes it went that way. Sometimes it just became a true friend. But she didn't show signs of like weakness or like my relationship. Like your relationship looked perfect to the world, and people respect Steph Curry
and how she carries herself. She carries herself as a housewife type of situation, and so guys don't lust after that.
We've seen this more times than not, and we just don't know it, right? I was listening to a podcast, right, and the Barack Obama Michelle Obama conversation came up, and somebody over complimented Michelle, and the host had to check him, like, Brad, you don't talk about Michelle like that. Even though people might think highly of Michelle, you don't speak about Michelle in a sexual manner. Why? It's Barack Obama's wife.
Yeah,
we've seen the situations happen recently with Nipsey Hussle and Lauren London, where a Kodak Black or somebody will say something, and everybody who respects Nipsey say, "Bruh, no, you don't do that."
That's because he was dead. But people was lusting after Lauren London.
But they lust. But what I'm saying is they lust over Michelle Obama, Beyonce, Ayesha Curry gets lusted over. But because everybody does love Steph, and Ayesha Curry has built herself up to being America's mom, it's just like, we think you're gorgeous, but we also...
But she's also the same Ayesha Curry that was kicking people's back end.
That too.
So you can't praise.
But that's to other women. The men, like her DMs.
She only said a couple of tweets that I saw, but nothing that was too
her
big.
DMs is still full. Her comments under her posts are still full. You can't tell me it's not, but like what the women said on the show, you're not looking. So when she goes, she wants that. My whole thing was, you got it. Look at your DMs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's probably there. She just ignored it.
She gonna be on Basketball Wives soon.
No, she's not doing that.
Yeah,
but we've seen this. Like I said, when my man tried to overly compliment Michelle, no, fam, we don't do that. You don't talk about the president, the first lady like that. You don't over sexualize Michelle Obama, Lauren London, like you said, because of the Nipsey Hussle situation. People going to check her if anybody over compliments Lauren London. And honestly, everybody loves Steph. So I don't know, but you're just not going to be like that. Like, for example, Gabrielle Union, she has sex appeal. Everybody knows she's married to Dwayne Wade, but when she posted that bikini picture, the basketball players was like, oh my God. Why? Because Gabrielle Union has her own identity of sex appeal.
Right.
And even though she's Dwayne Wade's wife and everybody respects Dwayne Wade, Gabrielle Union still has this glow around her of sex appeal. Ayesha Curry has built herself up as just, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I bake cookies with you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I do.
Shit, look at Iman Shumpert and Tiana Taylor.
Tiana Taylor, she's a sex appeal.
She's a sex symbol.
So if she posts something, everybody's going to go nuts because that's her energy. But Ayesha Curry doesn't have that energy.
Correct. So shit, even Whitney even cheated with Denzel and Preacher's wife. So, you know what I mean? Hey, listen, baby. It's crazy, bro. Like, I'm glad that situation is over.
We kind of short on.
I'm so glad. Yes, I'm tired.
But I just hated the fact that it turned into men are stupid. That was my whole thing.
I like this conversation that we all had. I felt like we all brought great points to it. So hopefully that gets.
But that's why I hated the whole men are stupid thing, because it's like, we know what she's saying. We also know that if Steph Curry was to say, my wife gets a lot of attention, I would definitely like some groupies. He'd get killed for it. We know that, though.
It's logic.
It's a double standard.
Emotion. It's logic.
But just like what Joel said on Social Gibberish, they just recorded. When a woman wants attention, they just want attention. If a man wants attention, he has attention. He has the thing to go a little step further. So if Steph say, I want some groupies, if he got them, he might not be able to control himself.
Right.
Women, on the other hand, they can have groupies and not go there with it. So it's different, I guess. Kind of makes sense to when he broke it down.
It's a difference.
But you're going to have people who won't agree with that. But still.
We think with the wrong thing.
Right. If a man says, I want groupies, more than likely we want to do more than just have groupies. Right. If a woman say, I just want a few likes, honestly, that's probably all they like.
That's all they want. I don't want it. I just want to know that it's there.
Yes.
I'm vegan. Do you have a bacon cheeseburger? Yes. I don't want it. I just want to know.
But we've all been there before where somebody didn't offer you something because we already knew how you were. Wait a minute. So you're not going to offer me?
Yeah, that shit trips me.
But you don't eat that. It's not what I said. You're not going to offer me
it's the thought that counts.
The triple stack?
I do that all the time. I'm like, you ain't invite me out. Well, you always booked on the weekend. Give me the opportunity to say no.
Right.
Let me say no.
Yeah.
Don't say no for me.
Once I know that, then I'll text that friend, hey, I know you're probably busy, but just wanted to extend the invite.
Yeah.
Just an invite. You know I'm not going. Just
You wasn't even in count.
One more thing though before we get up out of here, man. I want to talk a little bit about Steve Harvey, man. I wanted to connect with what you said and what he said, Mr. I only take naps. Steve Harvey said that rich people don't sleep for 8 hours.
You
agree?
I agree.
So for me, it's each his own.
Not. It depends on what their field is. I would say.
Okay.
Because I've known some producers who don't sleep. Dre, Timberland, like they don't. Rappers, entertainers.
Well, he said millionaires. You're saying creators,
but these are also millionaires moving to billionaires. Like how often do you think Diddy sleep?
Yeah, but when he said millionaire, I'm just thinking about it can be a creator or it can just be somebody who just came across some bread and just runs a business and stuff like that, who really isn't creative. Because now you're talking about people whose brains turn. And I might get an idea at 1 in the morning.
You're right. So just a regular basic millionaire.
So I'm just saying a millionaire.
I agree to that as well.
Okay.
So with Steve Harvey, y'all got to read between the lines.
Okay.
He's not saying, that getting 8 hours of sleep a night is... you can't do that and be rich. What he's saying is y'all niggas is lazy, y'all sleeping too much, y'all not perfecting y'all craft, y'all not getting y'all education, y'all complain about being broke and y'all not working overtime when it's available.
Right.
You're not chasing after the dreams. You're working that dead-end job at Burger King when you really want to be a chef. So instead of going to culinary school, you just work your 20 hours a week at Burger King, and if they say they need somebody to leave early, you're the first one to jump. I think that's really what he's saying. I'm not looking at it like, oh my God, I could only get 7 hours of sleep because Steve Harvey said so in his book. And I think it's very important to say that it's important to find balance. So while yes, 5 months of the year I am working overtime and I am putting that stress on my body. For the rest of the year, I'm making sure that I'm finding balance. I'm making sure that I overcompensate in releasing dopamine by going to different cities, meeting new people, and gaining new experiences for the dopamine that was lacked for that 5 months. And I'm making sure that I get my sleep, because if I don't, then I'm going to look like I'm 50 when I'm 30. So I think it's that.
And be angry at the same time.
Right. So it's important. It's not healthy to get only 4 hours of sleep a night for every single night. That's not healthy. But if that's what you have to do for a few months, then that's okay.
To get your project done or whatever you got to get done.
When I wasn't on social media, I would literally get home at 9 o'clock and then be working on my business for like 3 or 4 hours a night. I built both of my websites, letsmakemoneymoves.com and improvemycredit.info, pretty much from scratch. All of the merchant account stuff that I did, all of the certifications and the education I did on my own. And that takes hours, like lots of time. But I just did it for then because I knew I didn't want to do that the whole year.
I think we need to adapt the ability to inhale the good shit, exhale the bad shit. Steve Harvey already has a bad image amongst black people, and just people, period, or men, period, from the whole think like a man situation. And then the thing that he did when he was talking about compromising yourself for the bag. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So people are already looking at him as he could come out with a book that'll tell you exactly step by step how to become a millionaire. Some people will ignore it because Steve Harvey be talking that bullshit. I'm not reading it.
Well, also he lacks integrity. So do you want to become a millionaire by following the rules of somebody that lacks integrity?
I was going to say that
it's
because
not that. It's just the fact that you can tell me some shit that I didn't know, or you could tell me some shit and I can interpret it. It's all about perception.
And that was
I can interpret it a different way. So, all right, bro, that's lacking integrity. I would have done it this way to maintain my integrity.
And that's something that I definitely wanted to touch on, not today, but I mean, we can briefly touch on it, is if somebody gives you some gems, but they're not necessarily living that life, like Steve Harvey allegedly might be heading to his third divorce. But this is the man that wrote Think Like a Man, the book to where that's supposed to solve everybody's problem. So if you can't keep a marriage, or if you still don't know how to find the right one, how are you writing these books? So like you said, if Steve Harvey writes a book on how to become a millionaire, but you're not credible.
It's it's two things. Just like Jay said, sometimes you got to eat the chicken and spit out the bone.
Right. I agree with that.
Take it with a grain of salt. Even everything that I said today on today's episode, I would still encourage people to do their research on before contacting me for a consultation.
Absolutely.
Because what I say on here might not work for everybody. Also, with that, some people can teach people from their mistakes. Mm-hmm. So some people have had bad relationships and can teach people how to have a good relationship by not making the mistakes that they made. So that's what I think.
Yeah, so it's almost like you can't tell me how to be a millionaire if you've never been.
Well, here's the thing. I give great relationship advice, don't I?
Yeah.
But I've never been in a relationship.
Right.
Because I see all the, I'm just great at observing. I see all the mistakes that people around me have made and on TV, and I take that and I say, well, and also education and psychology, and I just say, well, you fit in this, and the reason why this is going on is 9 times out of 10 because of this. So what you might want to do, here are some solutions.
All right.
But I'm not in a relationship, and that's not something that I want.
I think that can be different, because I think that, like, the way you can help somebody, you're not in a relationship, and you don't have to be in a relationship to give relationship advice, because relationship advice can also come from an individual standpoint. To where, as individual self-love,
got it.
As individual self-love, if you're not really dealing with that or working on that, how can you actually be with somebody else? So you can actually show people, like, listen, I see where this is hurting you, and this is what you need to do better, and without even knowing, if this person becomes better and this person becomes better, maybe they can come together and that relationship will work.
As long as you're healthy in the realm that you're trying to teach people, then you can give that advice. You might not be a millionaire, but you're financially healthy. You might not be a bodybuilder, but you are healthy. You might not be in a relationship, but you're emotionally healthy.
And it's crazy, just listening to this book, Thinking How to Grow Rich. One of the chapters in the book, one of the topics in the book was speaking into existence. So where this one guy said, I'm going to be a millionaire by the end of the week. And he was, how he went by. But that's not for everybody. You understand? So
because everybody don't believe it.
And
well, that's hard to
some
believe.
people really don't have the resources.
Right.
Bro.
That's what I'm getting at. When, like, there was somebody he could actually go to write him that check.
Right. Yeah.
So what it was is, all right. So yeah,
he didn't know at the time.
He was a pastor, and he preached a sermon, and he put out there that he's going to preach about what he would do if he had $1 million. So during this sermon, he preached about it. Someone in it said, I like what you said. I'll give you the $1 million. Come to my office tomorrow. Now, in any event, if you had if you had 100 people listening to you speak, and you came out and said, "Well, here's an idea. My idea is I want to build a school that's going to teach kids and allow the poor, underprivileged kids to advance their creative side or find out their creative." Somebody is either going to come to me with, "I have someone who can help you," or I have a way that can help you obtain it. Not necessarily giving me the capital, but someone can own a building and be like, well, sit down with me and let's turn my building into that. You get what I'm saying?
Talk to me, Jayden Hollywood. I seen you scratching your head.
Your reaction was, I just wanted to shut up and just be like, say it.
My skin is crawling right now because those prosperity preachers are literally the new age scammers.
Yeah.
These black pastors out here are taking millions, thousands of dollars, buying Porsches, buying mansions, and not giving back to the community. Right. In my opinion, it is if the black church is going to take 10% of your income, then it is the church's job to take that money and then put it back into the community to uplift the community to make more money moves. Because if you got poor people in your church and everybody's giving you 10% of their Social Security, food stamps, and WIC checks, and they still on Social Security and food stamps and WIC checks 5 years, 10 years later, then you're not doing your job as a pastor. Nobody in your church should be poor. Nobody in your church should not have a job. Let me tell you why my mom don't like talking to me. My mom would be complaining about being broke, and I'd be like, but you go to church every Saturday and put money in that bucket. How you broke and you put money in the bucket? I thought God was supposed to bless you, right? I thought Jesus is coming back to bless you, right? Okay, when is it happening? Because you're still broke. I don't get it. You complain about not having a job because of these restrictions. Okay, go talk to your pastor. Oh, he prayed for you and you still don't have a job. Wow.
It's coming, though.
Okay.
They believe it.
Did he smack you with his coat?
It's coming.
He anoint you.
Like, come on. Like, we got to be realistic. Like,
salute to you, because a lot of people don't want to have them conversations with their mother and their grandmothers. I think we talked about that recently, to where, like, you know, my grandmother, but just knowing what they went through and if what they believe
is willful ignorance
makes them happy.
Right.
All they went through, especially like an elder. And if this is what you like, cool. But I've said it on the show a few weeks ago. When I had questions, they couldn't answer them for me.
I asked my mom. Before she went back to Africa. I said, ask everybody, ask all the elders, before your country was colonized, what were your religious practices? And nobody knows. So y'all let these colonizers come in here, force this religion on y'all, and y'all still on this shit. Okay.
Right. Those like some of the same answers that I got was like, is Jesus black or white? Well, it don't matter. Well, if this, that, it don't. Okay. All right. Well.
My mom literally said that that the slaves were happy to be slaves, and that's why they used to sing Negro spirituals, and that slavery was good for our people. So when she said that, I said, okay, there's no hope for you.
Yeah,
you're too deep into the shit. Yeah. Like, that's like you. There's no saving you mentally. I'm sorry, you're just stuck.
It's just what I got from it is, the elders were in a bad place, and then and when it came,
we're adults,
and when it but see, we get it.
There's no excuse, because there's literally no excuse for willful ignorance in my world.
Even with the trauma,
I experienced trauma. You experienced trauma, and I realized that the God is in me, and that I'm not going to be dependent on. I'm not going to continue to let somebody brainwash me.
But I could just say, I get an elder. If your grandmother is 70 something years old, and the best thing that ever happened to her was Jesus, I can say I get it. I get where your peace comes from. But for us,
you get it, or you get it and you respect it.
Right? I get it from her. And who am I to tell her that the first thing and the only thing to make her feel whole and happy was Jesus, and me to just come in like, Grandma, God is fake.
I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying God is fake.
Yeah, but I know what you mean.
You're not pushing your beliefs on people.
Right.
I'm the same way. I'm not a religious person.
But if you came in here and said that, I might challenge you, but I just won't do it to.
I'm not a religious person. I tell people all the time, I'm not religious.
But if you were, we'd have a conversation. We'd have a conversation. Just to me, with my mother, knowing that what she went through, grandmothers, if you found peace and happiness in that, fine.
But you know what happens when you do that? That willful ignorance bleeds over into everything, every aspect of their life. Even when it comes to interpersonal relationships, the toxicity that is very evident in the Black community when it comes to parenting it's something that has been swept under the rug for years, and I personally challenge everybody that's in my family that shares my last name. I'm not going to allow you to be willfully ignorant in any aspect and be a part of my life. I have an aunt that has been on income restricted housing since I've been a child. In DC, are you fucking serious? Yo, 30 years ago, you could have bought a house for like less than $100,000 and you would be rich right now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to allow you to think that that's okay for you to be on income housing, like for you to be broke all the time.
Now, I do get what you're saying, because I guess what you're saying is they're waiting, like, because I pay my tithes or whatever, they're waiting for someone or something to do something for them.
Right.
To where at the end of the day, it's already in you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even sexual abuse, like, let's say somebody's uncle touched somebody in the family. They just sweep that under the rug, like God forgives him. It's going to be all good.
Don't say that. No. Don't tell nobody.
Right.
Don't tell everybody.
Right. I mean, if this person genuinely has a problem, then yes, they do deserve forgiveness, but they got to work through that first. Mm-hmm. I gotta know that they've been to a therapist, that they know they have a problem, and that they're working through not doing that again.
Right.
All right, man. So that was a very dope episode.
Very dope.
Very, very, like a lot of great conversations.
A lot of sound bites.
But with that being said, before we get out of here, Jayden Hollywood, tell the people who you are once again, your website, your social media handles, and
Yeah, so again, my name is Jayden Hollywood, also known as Mr. Money Moves. You can follow me on all social media at The Great Jayden. Check out my website, letsmakemoneymoves.com, for anybody that's interested in financial life coaching services. If you're looking for credit repair services, if you have a credit score below 700, below 750, you should be contacting me. Rates start at $99 for a setup fee, and then only $59 a month from there. So it's definitely affordable. It's much cheaper than a lot of these people that are out here scamming y'all, charging y'all $1,000. But go to improvemycredit.info. Also, I'm having an event coming up in June called I Am King. Go to iamking.eventbrite.com. Read the description. All the details are there. I expect to see you there. It's going to be a royal type of event. It's going to be a whole royal weekend. We having an all-white party on Friday. We having the event on Saturday. It's a bunch of things to do in the city on Saturday evening, and on Sunday we're doing a day party. So yeah, it's going to be lit. Also, this shirt that I'm wearing, this King shirt, y'all should buy this. Support me. I bought a Podcast Brother hoodie. So yeah, everybody.
Where can I get one?
If you go to letsmakemoneymoves.com/store, you'll see. I only have 2 items on my store right now because this is actually I actually ordered 3 different samples of this shirt because I want to make sure that the quality was good. I want to make sure the fit was right. And I want to make sure that I could wash it and wear it again.
Right.
These people will sell you shirts that they paid $3 for and they sell it for $30. Mm-hmm. And I if my profit margin is only $2 per shirt, that's fine, because I know that when a man wears this shirt or whatever you identify as that says king, you feel like a king. Yeah. And that's the message I want to get out there. So that's why I'm selling this, because I want our kings to know that we're kings. We're not jailbirds. We're not, whatever derogatory term that people call us. So order your shirts today.
Bang, bang.
Jay, you want to give some final words? Where they can find you?
Man, they know where they can find me. Like I said, I'm going on the website. I'm looking into all of this. So DJ Big J on everything.
If you need a DJ, holla at your boy.
Yeah, you need a DJ, holla at your boy.
Mm-hmm. Definitely quality DJ. I will say that.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. So.
And this was the Podcast Brothers episode 136, I believe. I didn't even shout out the number of the episode. We just went right into it. But hey, it is what it is. 136. Fresco will be back next week. This was episode 136. Visit the website, thebrothersPod.com. Shout out to subscribing Jayden Hollywood. You gotta subscribe, Jay. You just gotta do it. You just gotta subscribe. ThebrothersPod.com. Do that.
Subscribe.
Oh, also,
I don't think I seen you.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Not the single fathers, just the mothers.
I don't think men do that.
I know. Some do. Some do. They the mother and the
nasty.
father. Okay.
I know, but
you are the father.
You are.
Okay, so everybody text your mother, text your baby mama, and tell them Happy Mother's Day, or give them a call, whatever.
Yeah, man.
Floats your boat.
Put all the differences to the side for today. Like they gave birth to your child, your children. So just wish them Happy Mother's Day and keep it moving. You ain't gotta.
Yes, the least you can do is a text if you don't want to have that go down that route.
And understand, like, somebody might have an issue with you, but to be thought of is powerful. So.
Right.
So with that being said, we out.